you promised us a story about Carlito, Caribbean Cool, when he was first in WWE,
Yeah.
but Carlito's first ever match and you booking it.
Well, I was booking it and things were going good. And little Carlitos was running the hard camera. I mean, it stays in one place. And doing the matches, I would look up and I would see him standing behind the camera. And then we started a campaign that we were going to buy the company. And one of our major sayings was, when we buy this company, there would be no place for anybody with the last name of Cologne. And then when we would say that, we would turn and look at the hard camera because everybody in the arena would see us looking at Carlito. So you have to be stupid not to know that we were going to do something with him. So, and then we did this a couple of weeks. And every time we would look at Carlitos, our floor cam would put their, and there was Carlitos looking back at us. We're looking at him. We finally come to the time, and I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to involve him in the story. So finally, we had him, we were doing an interview, and I think I don't remember what happened that brought him into the ring, but I think we said we said his name again, and he stepped out behind the camera. And we said, "Hey, don't Ray Gonzalez, who was my Puerto Rican heel. He was like the Ric Flair of Puerto Rico. He was over and great talker, good looking guy. And he told little Carlitos, he said, "Hey, Dust, don't step out. Why don't you come down here if you feel that strongly about it?" And he came down and he went in, "Hey, man, I don't got nothing to do with my with this wrestling thing. And, my dad, and I'm going to college and I'm doing." And we said, "Oh, shut the hell up, you little bastard." And all of a sudden, I think Ray slapped him. Oh, when Ray slapped him, here he come. And he started punching Ray, and the crowd come off their feet. They wanted, and he hit me so hard, I swear to God, I thought I owed him money because he hadn't been trained. He actually hit me a shot, a shoot right on the jaw. When mother, I won't finish that. But then we beat the crap out of him, and in come Carlos. So, okay, now he wasn't behind the hard camera the next week, and we had Carlos Matt. We're beating the crap out of Carlos, and in comes Carly. Same way, boom, de boom, de boom, de boom. And this time, I talked, last Friday about how violent the crowds are. We didn't hardly make it out of the ring. We coming down, the people were all over us. So I said, okay, I'm gonna book a match between Ray and Carlitos. And this was before he even started training to wrestle. And we had the match of Ray and Carlitos. And I think Carlitos, he may have had a week of training is all he had. And I sold out, or he sold out. And that's how we got him over. And then, of course, later on, WWE noticed him, good looking guy. And he went up there for a run. Now he's going back for another run. But I started him out, and I'm very proud of what he's done. Good guy. As long as he don't hit me again, we're fine.
Was he? I know you sort of left for Victor Quinones shortly after that, didn't you? But did you
Yes,
see
I
that
did.
Carlito was a draw in Puerto Rico, or was he like a short-term thing before he went to OVW and WWE?
No, he was a draw. With the name of Cologne, they got to use you on top. I mean, you got to follow the legacy. And so him and his dad in matches, or him and his brother Eddie in matches, they did well. And the reason I jumped over to the other company is I asked them for a raise, and business was good. And they said, "Well, we can't really afford it right now." And I said, "No shit, really." And I knew what they were paying some of the other guys. I said, "Okay, I'm out of here." And I left and went to IWA, and it took me about 3 months. And I'll tell a real quick story. IWA was Sabio Vega's company, and I left Carlos's company. Carlos's company at that time was doing a 12 to a 14 rating. And the little IWA, which was Sabio's company, and Victor Quinones, was doing a 2.6. And I'm thinking, a Viagra commercial will do a 2.6. I said, what are you guys doing? And they said, well, and they started talking about me coming over there. And I said, well, what's the money? And I asked for the money that I wanted to get from Carlos. And they said, yeah, no problem. So I went over, and I was getting about ready to leave Carlos's anyway. A booker only gets hired to get fired anyway. So, and then it took me 3 months, but as soon as I went over, Carlos's ratings like kind of were going down, and IWA was coming up. And it took me 3 months, and all of a sudden, boop, IWA went over the top for only a week. But I think that pissed Carlos and all of them off. But then the next week, my stories kicked in, and all of a sudden, IWA went boop, back up here. And I led them for 2.5 years. And the highest rating I had in IWA, and people said, you didn't have that high rating, but I did. It was a 21 something. Because wrestling in Puerto Rico was huge. Even on Saturday morning when Carlos's show was on, they did prime time numbers at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So when you can, and most of the people in Puerto Rico, they have blue laws. If you're going to get something done, you better get up and get moving, or the stores close on you. But we were doing that. We hit a 21, and which is the highest number I've ever heard, even in their glory years. But guess who got the credit? Not me. The talent got it, I guess. I don't know. I didn't get it, but